and welcome to Main Chat. I am your host, Coach Trell, and here on Main Chat, we empower you with tips, tricks, and truth about embracing and caring for your natural hair. And whether you are a newbie, a seasoned natural, or somewhere in between, my hopes is that you find inspiration, education, and maybe even hopefully a little laughter along the way, because we know that having natural hair can be a struggle for some of us. And so my hopes is that these conversations we have bring some enlightenment, some aha moments, something resonates with you about your hair journey that makes it that much easier for you. um, as I share every week, I have been a natural for almost 15 years. Come August or October, I can't remember exactly what month it was, but it was 2009 was the last time that I was chemically relaxed. And a lot of that journey I spent in protective styles. I went through every style. Wore wigs, I had locks, braids, plaits, sew-ins, everything in between. And almost 3 years ago, come August 12th, if I'm not mistaken, August 12th, to the day is when I did my first wash and go with Curl Mix. And I've been wearing wash and goes ever since. And throughout this almost 3 year journey, I have learned so much about my hair. I've learned so much about caring for natural hair, the things that we should be doing, what we shouldn't be do, how, what we shouldn't be doing, how to properly cleanse my hair, how to properly detangle, how to style. Um, Within that, I became a curl coach with Curl Mix back in February of 2023, where I would lead a 21-day masterclass and I would guide newbies and OGs and everybody in between in the shower with me, and I would show them how to use the products, and then I would show them how I used it for my particular type of hair. As we have these conversations, all of our hair is unique in itself as our DNA. So there is no one size fit all, but I do also feel like we can all learn from one another. And in the midst of teaching master classes, being a student in the master classes, I redevelop my passion for hair. Like, I've always liked hair and I've done hair, but I never wanted to be like a stylist, but I wanted to own a salon. Um, so all of that awakened, and then I started taking a deeper dive into natural hair, just I guess learning the science behind it, being more involved, not involved, more engaged and informative about the ingredients that are in the products, what they do, why they do what they do, are they good for my hair, how do they benefit it, just all of this stuff. And so I founded P.A.C.E Curly Coaching because I wanted to have a space and offer a service where I can help individuals one on one learn their hair and how to care for that hair. Everything I learned and started my foundation in the curl mixers community, but not everyone is curl mixers, but there are so many other people that could benefit from the information that we share amongst that community. And so I founded P.A.C.E Curly Coaching, where we embrace the journey of curly hair with patience, acceptance, consistency, and education. For me, those were the four pillars that helped me along my journey over these last 3 years. Like I say, I've been natural for almost 15 years, but with the earlier part of that, I knew absolutely nothing about caring for my hair, which is why I wore the different styles. So being patient with myself, being patient with my hair, being patient with the process, that's all a part of our hair journey. Being accepted of our hair is so many ladies that I read in the comments or I see posts and they don't like their curl pattern, or they want a looser curl pattern, or some people want tighter curls, they want longer hair, some of us want shorter hair, some of us want thicker hair. Like, we're all wanting different things, but just accepting our hair in its unique way and caring for it in its unique way is a part of that process. Accepting that um there's going to be a certain time and place that you're going to need certain products. There's going to be accepting that, you know, your hair may be in a damaged state. It may be, it just accepting where you are, and then coming up with a plan, and in that plan being consistent with it so that you can ultimately see the results that you want to see down the road. I always tell people, like, we get on these diets or we go through this little exercising moment, and because we're trying to lose weight to get into that dress or go to our reunions, or we want our summer bodies, and you do something for a week or two, but you're expecting to see 6-month results. It doesn't work like that. Our hair doesn't work like that. If you think about the amount of time that you spent not caring for your hair, not giving your hair the love and attention, not properly using the right products, not properly cleansing it, not conditioning, just all of the neglect that we do have done to our hair, wearing our protective styles and leaving them in for 8 weeks, 12 weeks on a dirty scalp, like, that's neglect. And you can't fix neglect overnight. That is a process that comes with being consistent with your plan so that you can be on a healthy hair journey. And then this platform here is the education piece. Learning your unique hair, learning your hair properties, your density, your texture, your surface texture, your porosity, your scalp, just learning all of those things that give you the foundation that you need for your hair. So that is P.A.C.E Curly Coaching, and our mission is to empower individuals to celebrate their unique curls while fostering confidence and self-love through our personalized guidance of support. So again, welcome to Main Chat live stream. And so tonight we're continuing our conversation. So we're on part 15 tonight. So parts 14 and 13, we were talking about shampoo. And so with shampoo, after we cleanse, we want to make sure we're following up with our conditioner. And so tonight's episode is called Conditioner, the Real MVP. Because after we cleanse our hair, as we talked about the last 2 weeks, our shampoo, it cleanses the hair strands, it cleanses the scalp. Depending on the type of shampoo that you're using, it may be stripping all of those debris and product buildup and the natural oils and the waxes and all of those things. It's stripping that from our hair. And so once it's stripped, whether it's a harsh strip or it's gently stripped, it cleans the hair, which is what it's supposed to do. When we bathe our bodies and we put soap on it, soap is a cleanser. We get out the shower, we moisturize. We put some moisture on our skin, because if not, we're going to be dry and ashy. Almost the same thing with our hair. Once we cleanse our hair with our our shampoo, it strips the hair. It may feel dry, because it doesn't have any oils or emollients or none of those things on it. So that is where our conditioner comes in. Shampoo is a critical step because you can't have healthy hair if you don't have a clean scalp. And so the next important factor to having a clean scalp is your conditioner. So let's get into what our conditioner does, the different types of conditioner, which should we be choosing, what type of conditioner we should be using at that particular moment in time. 1 second. All right, I am back briefly. Sorry. My nose was running and I didn't want to wipe it on camera. And then it's a little warm in here. I got this light shining in my face, so y'all excuse me. Hi, Miss Janice. Hi, Miss Gloria. Thank you guys for joining me. So let's get into our conditioner. So I did bring some conditioners that we'll kind of talk about and get into. But our conditioner, the conditioner that is used So let me just start here. So when we shampoo, we're rinsing the shampoo out. We're gonna rinse the shampoo. It's funny, I seen a comment the other day and they was saying they was using these products and they followed it to the T, but the shampoo didn't say rinse. And I had to refrain from commenting because it was going to sound sarcastic. I'm not going to even lie. It was going to sound sarcastic, like, who don't know to rinse shampoo out? But I've learned that just because it makes sense to me doesn't mean that it makes sense to everybody as a whole. So with our shampoo, we're going to rinse the shampoo out. After we rinse the shampoo out, we're going to apply our conditioner. Now, conditioners are meant to be rinsed out. There's a difference between your conditioner and a leave-in conditioner. Leave-in conditioner, it's a styler, which that's a conversation we'll be having over the next week or two when we get into our stylers. But our conditioner, after you apply it and you let it do what it do, we're going to rinse it. But let's get into why is it that we condition. So our conditioners, they restore moisture that is lost from the shampooing process. It also improves the hair manageability. Trying to say all these words, I'm going to throw dry. Manageability, yes. So think about after you cleanse your hair with your shampoo. For me, sometimes depending on if I'm using like a clarifying shampoo, my hair doesn't ever feel like extremely dry or brittle, but I don't feel like I can separate it without it being damaging or risking breakage. That is where that conditioner comes in. They are meant to adhere to the hair's cuticle and produce long-lasting effects after they are rinsed out. So yes, we rinse our conditioner out, but when you're using quality conditioners, they have long-lasting effects until your next wash. Conditioners are water-based with low pH products that are added to the hair after shampooing to again smooth and soften the hair's cuticle. So when we're cleansing our hair, over the last 2 weeks we talked about our shampoo. When we cleanse with our shampoo, it lifts the cuticle so that it can remove all of the dirt, all of the debris, all of the buildup, all of the sweat, all the stuff that's built into the strands that doesn't need to be there. It lifts the cuticle. When we apply our conditioner, it smooths that cuticle back down, and in the mist, it's trapping in those good things that our conditioner applies to our hair to make it more manageable. Conditioners contain a wide range of cuticle binding ingredients. Our conditioning process is one of the most important components in our hair routine, which is why I said it's the MVP. It plays a significant role in maintaining the hair's protein and moisture balance, which is why I brought two different conditioners here. This is my moisturizing conditioner, and this is my protein conditioner. Conditioners are specifically designed to help achieve one or two healthy hair characteristics, which we should all be striving for, with its strength and softness. If the hair is not strong, it's going to break. If the hair is not soft, that means it's not manageable, which means that it's likely going to give you a hard time and it's going to create breakage. So we need our conditioner because that's where the strength and the softness comes in with our conditioners. Conditioners are in charge of working on the surface of the hair to improve its look, feel, and texture. This step in our hair routine is the key element and addresses and reinforce into our hair routine. Our conditioner, it's a treatment. When we condition our hair, it's a treatment. And depending on what your hair is in need of at the time, that is the treatment in a sense that you give them. Damaged hair has been more negatively charged, so damaged hair that has been more negatively charged because it's damaged, um, binding sites along its protein structure than healthier hair. Positively charged conditioners are able to bind more intently to those needy strands. So those strands are strands that are damaged and not in its healthiest state. The conditioners that we use is going to bind more to those negatively charged strands, which is going to be the opposite for those healthier strands. Damaged hair can be conditioned in ways that temporarily bond our split ends, fill in missing materials along the cuticle, and add a layer of protection to the damaged hair shaft. Conditioners are positively charged, which is scientifically called cationic. Our conditioners contain humectants, moisturizers, oils, and small amount of proteins, if you're using a protein conditioner, to improve the overall quality of your hair. Higher pH damaged hair binds with conditioners because the hair is in a state that has a strong negative charge that attracts to the positively charged conditioners. So I want to say it was part 7 or 8. We were talking about pH, and we were talking about the negatively charged and the positive charge. So those terms comes from that particular episode part. So if you're unclear or unsure what I'm talking about, please reference back to understanding pH. That'll kind of give you you'll get the understanding and breakdown when we talk about the different charges and negative and positive charges, or that has a non-charge. So healthy hair carries a cationic charge, which is a positive charge. So when paired with a cationic positive charge conditioner, so two positives, healthy hair tends to resist the conditioning process. Well, product. I don't want to say product. It resists the conditioning product. Remembering that opposites attract and same charges resist. So if your hair is negatively charged, you want to incorporate a positively charged product, such as your conditioner or your stylers. Cationic, positively charged conditioning agents are surfactants and polymers. So polymers are large molecules made by bonding, chemically linking a series of building blocks. So that's the scientific part about what a polymer is. These cationic ingredients work together to improve the hair's shine, sheen, and pliability. So our conditioners are made up of surfactants and polymers. Cationic surfactants, such as cleansing agents, are typically nitrogen-based organic compounds combined with fatty acids. These ingredients deposit themselves on the hair shaft very minimally and leave very little residue behind after rinsing. They do not deposit well and rinse very cleanly. Cationic surfactants are used more in moisturizing shampoos than in conditioners. Cationic polymers are found in conditioners. Polymers are desirable because they contribute shine, bounce, and softness that will remain long after the hair is rinsed. Cationic polymers improve manageability and reinforce existing curl patterns in natural hair. They add a thicker consistency to the conditioner product itself. It also adds structure and thickness to the hair strand. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question for those that are very familiar with their hair, and you're paying attention to certain things. How many of you guys notice that when you are conditioning, that you start to see your curl pattern forming, and you start to see these textures and curls forming in your hair, that you was like, oh my God, like my hair do curl. Now how do I keep that curl? That's the benefit of the conditioner. That is the benefit of the conditioner, and it is the polymers that is contributing to that process. The cationic polymers, they improve manageability and reinforce that existing curl pattern in our natural hair. So a lot of people are like, I don't have a curl pattern. It's there. We just got to work for it. We got to put some TLC, find the right products to apply to your hair and be consistent with it, and they will show up. Because I used to didn't think I had a curl pattern. I would see it, like, mostly like if I would wear my hair like in a ponytail and I would slick it back and put all that gel and water and stuff on it, and I'd be like, oh, I got little waves. And so at that time I was like, oh, I got some good hair. But I never could get it in that state or maintain it to wear. And so that's really what inspired me with my daughter. She would see her curls and she was like, Mom, I want to wear my curls. And I was like, I don't know how to make them stay. Like, I don't know what to do. Which is how I stumbled across curl mix. Like, I was buying it for her. And when I seen her hair, I was like, oh, I got to try this. And I tried it, and I haven't tried anything else. It has worked. It gave me the fundamentals that I needed to embrace my curly textured tight curls. So that's what our conditioner is made of. So our unique hair, our tight curls, I'm trying to, okay. Our tight curls, they need sufficient conditioning on a regular basis. Hence why I advocate for us to be washing our hair at least every 7 to 10 days. Some of us, it may be a little, you may have to do a midweek wash, but at least every 7 to 10 days. A quality conditioner can slow down the deterioration process that our hair may be experiencing from the years of trauma and mishandling. As I shared in one of my master classes, and it was like I was thinking about my hair one day, and I think I was probably like a year and a half, maybe 2 years into my journey, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm proud of where my hair has come from all the years of neglect and mistreatment. In these last 2 years, like, my hair is really thriving, it's growing, like I see the fullness in it. And I thought about it, I was like, but like, my hair went through what, 30 years of neglect and trauma, and I'm only 2 years in that recovery. We've made great progress, but think about the amount of time and trauma that your hair has gone through. So when I say be patient with yourself, you got to think about what your hair has been through, not just over the last couple of years, but what have you done to your hair in the last 30 days? What have you done to it in the last 60 days, the last 90 days? Like, if it's been neglected, mishandled, then it's going to show up. So be patient with yourself and be patient with your hair. But investing in quality conditioners can slow that process down and get you on that healthier path. So there are several types of conditioners to address the primary needs for moisture while achieving healthier hair. So I have a few different conditioners that we're going to be talking about. And when I was going through this, honestly, I guess, again, with the shampoos, like, I didn't realize there was, like, different types of shampoos depending on the need that your hair needed. And even with conditioners, there are different types of conditioners. So this is called a instant conditioner. It's thin and lotion-like. These conditioners are formulated to rinse from the hair easily and cleanly. They only coat the outer layer of the hair shaft. They are not ideal for deep conditioning. This conditioner type is ideal for daily washers and those who co-wash slash conditioner washing. So me personally, and again, there's no one size fit all when it comes to how you care for your hair or what you do for your hair. Me personally, I don't co-wash. I am not a co-washer. But there are women that co-wash and it works for them. So if you are someone that wash your hair or co-wash on a daily basis or every other day, then this type of conditioner, such as a instant conditioner, is ideal for daily washers or co-washers because the this particular conditioner is thin and it's lotion like, so it rinses off easily and cleanly. It only coat the outer layer of the hair, so there's nothing penetrating to your cuticles and giving your hair strands all of the things that another type of conditioner would provide. Instant conditioner, it's a moisture boosting method. This skips the shampoo. So the co-wash conditioner washing is a moisture boosting method. This skips the shampoo step and use conditioner only. So for those that's like, what is a co-wash? So you're basically skipping shampoo and you are only using a conditioner. The hair is rinsed and washed with a light conditioner. The obstacle to co-washing is managing the potential of buildup. So we talked about buildup last week with shampoo. So since no shampoo is used, the products can begin to build up on the hair shaft, even when using conditioner that have water-soluble silicones. So incorporating a clarifying shampoo at least once or twice will be beneficial for maintaining buildup from co-washing slash conditioner only washing. I'm gonna have to call her back. So that's what your instant conditioner for. So the next type of conditioner we have is a cream based conditioner. So cream-based conditioners, it's a rinse conditioners are left on the hair for less than 5 minutes. These conditioners contain cationic and hair shaft smoothing ingredients such as silicone, oils, and emollients, all in which support hair while detangling. Silicones, I don't want nothing with no silicones in it. But that's what a cream-based conditioner is. So again, it's not intended to be left on any longer than 5 minutes, but it still have the same smoothing and detangling benefits, which I would say is like a normal conditioner. That would be like your general overall conditioner, the one that you would probably use on a weekly basis. Now, this is one of my favorite conditioners, which are deep conditioners. I'm a fan of deep conditioning. Deep conditioning, some people see it as a treatment, and some people see it as a part of their weekly hair routine. So again, it's going to depend on what your hair needs. It's going to depend on what your hair needs. So let's take a deeper dive into deep conditioners. So deep conditioners contain a concentrated mixture of cationic, moisture boosting elements, and protein to both reinforce the hair cuticle and impart moisture into the hair strand. Heat is often with deep conditioners to ensure penetration of moisture and cuticle absorption of protein molecules and other cationic ingredients. Deep conditioner should be used weekly on damaged hair and hair that is just beginning a new hair care routine. Once the once the hair regains its strength, deep conditioning treatments can be done on an as needed basis. You can also continue to deep condition weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month. So it's going to depend on what your hair needs. Now, me personally, so because it said that, the deep conditioners, it has moisturizing and protein um, components a part of that. So this is my protein conditioner. So I rotate every week between a protein conditioner and a moisturizing conditioner. Now, do I use heat every time I apply my conditioners? No. When I use heat, for me, that is deep conditioning. But these conditioners, I don't want to open them because I don't want to put it all over my hand. But they're very thick. This one is very moisturizing. So it's literally a moisturizing conditioner. It's one of my absolute favorites. The Mango Magic Detangling Deep Conditioner. It's a good conditioner. Now this one here is my protein conditioner. It's a great protein conditioner, but for me, it doesn't give me the slip, which is, it does smooth across the hair very well, but it doesn't give me the slip that I'm comfortable with when it comes to detangling my hair. So I will add either a cream conditioner like the Masters Collection Step 2. I will add that along with this because that has great slip. So it's giving me the slip and more moisturizing properties, but this right here has the protein in it. And then from week to week, I rotate because we should have a moisture protein balance when it comes to caring for our hair. Again, I use deep conditioning conditioners because, that's what it say. This one say deep conditioner. This one just say protein conditioning treatment. But I use them, I don't always use heat. So I put it in, I detangle, and then I'm rinsing it out. So it probably stay on a good 10 minutes at least. But if I'm putting my heat cap on, we under the heat cap for at least 15, 20 minutes. And then when I get in the shower, I gotta let the water get hot. So that's another 5 minutes. So we got about 20 minutes. But again, that's a as needed treatment depending on the health of your hair. Now, as I did state, if you have damaged hair, then deep conditioning with a moisturizing conditioner, incorporating heat on a weekly basis until you start to see that your hair is retaining moisture, it's retaining softness, it's more manageable. Then from there, you will decide, how you need to move forward, which is why I also encourage you guys to partner with a natural stylist. So, as your hair is going through the process, it's going through the journey, you have a stylist that is a licensed professional that should be skilled and informed with natural hair. And she can tell you, or he, because there are male natural hair stylists out there, he or she can tell you, maybe you don't need the deep condition on a weekly basis. You can kind of pull back and do it every other week. Or you can only do it once a month. Because, I'm here to just share information with you. But as I've shared on my live streams, that I am not a licensed cosmetologist. I'm not a licensed stylist. I'm no scientist, no chemist. I'm not any of those things. I just share my experience. I share the information. I share information and experiences that other people have shared from their journey that may or may not be beneficial, but I share it because sharing is caring. And sometimes we don't realize if we're on the right track or on the wrong track if we don't share and communicate. So I'm sharing and communicating information that I've learned. As I share, everything that I share with you guys, I really do encourage you guys to do your due diligence, go do your research, go investigate your products, go test your products, go, do all of those things, go Google, go find some books so that you can be informed about your hair, because again, all our hair is different Yes, it's made of the same things. It may look similar on person or on camera, but at the end of the day, our hair is unique as we are as individuals. So, you know, do what's best for your hair. And partnering with a stylist is another critical factor when you're talking about being on your natural hair journey. I have a stylist. I see her about every 8 to 10 weeks for trims. We talk about what I'm doing to my hair. She touch, feel, examine my hair. I tell her what I do, and she t- tell me to stop or what to not do. But that's the importance of partnering with a stylist. So, your deep conditioners. So that's the logistics of a deep conditioner, but you can have a protein based deep conditioner, and you can also have a moisturizing conditioner or deep conditioner. Moisturizing conditioners work to increase the moisture content of the hair and improve its elasticity. Moisturizing conditioners, they smooth the cuticle and soften the hair, improving its manageability and eliminating frizz. Moisturizing conditioners contain a high percentage of cationic surfactants and polymers, which you can find those things also in your protein conditioner. So, talking about protein conditioner. So, protein conditioners range in their protein content from extremely light to much heavier concentration. So, well, it'll probably, I lead myself into that. Protein conditioners temporarily rebuild the cuticle layer of the hair shaft by filling in areas of weakness along the hair strand. Remember, I got to re-record that episode because I cannot find episode 4 when we talked about the hair structure. And in that conversation, we talked about what our hair is made of, which is our hair is made up of liquid protein within our body before it actually come through the scalp and expose itself. But our hair is made up of protein. So when we do protein conditioners and the hair strand is lacking protein, the protein conditioner temporarily rebuild the cuticle layer of the hair shaft by filling in areas of weakness along the hair strand. The hair retains the strengthening properties of the protein conditioner for about 7 to 10 days. The strengthening effects of protein conditioner depends on the degree of hair shaft damage and frequency of use. Regular protein conditioners tend to have a greater moisturizing effect to complement their protein characteristics. So there is before I get into that, because I feel like that was in my notes. Okay, so yeah. So the strengthening properties of the protein conditioner last for 7 to 10 days. Protein, that's where our hair gets its strength from. So that is why we incorporate protein conditioners when we need them or on a routine basis, because our hair needs that strength. It needs, I use the word elasticity. When you pull the hair, that spring factor, when you pull it and it bounce back, that's the elasticity. That's what you want your hair to do. If you pull your hair and it don't bounce back and it slowly rise, that is your hair telling you that it needs protein because it's lacking elasticity. If you're feeling in your hair, your curls feel, which it can kind of go both ways with having lifeless curls, no volume, no curl definition. It could be your hair is over moisturized and it has that mushy feeling. That's kind of the indicator that you've over moisturized. The hair feels mushy, and it's kind of hard to explain, but I think if you are familiar with your hair and you're touching it and feeling it, you will know what that mushy feeling is, and you'll be like, oh, I'm over moisturizing. And typically people, I'm not, you would probably, the individuals that probably condition their hair. And you know how back in the day we used to sleep with the conditioner in our hair. You will probably find people that do that. You will probably find them to have uh, over moisturized hair, or they put the conditioner on early in the morning and walk around all day, and they do that on a regular basis. Over time, you will start to find that, and they're not incorporating any protein. Um, Individuals that constantly wetting their hair on like a continuous basis, and then like their hair is lifeless with no curls, that's usually a sign of over moisturized, hydro fatigue hair. So just, too much of anything is bad. Even too much protein. If you use too much protein, it strengthens the hair, but if anything too strong, it's gonna break. So when you pull the hair and you find that you got pieces in your hair, and your hair it has too much protein. So then you want to incorporate moisture. So that's why it's a balance. Having the proper balance of both of these components of our conditioners is going to be key to your healthy hair routine. So there is a difference. Let me flip my page because I wanted to make sure I didn't leave this part out. There is a difference between a protein-based conditioner and a protein reconstructor treatment. So, protein conditioner, small amount of proteins in your conditioner, also may have some moisturizing properties, components, elements for your conditioner, versus a protein treatment is a full-on reconstruction of bigger protein components being applied into the hair shaft. Protein reconstructor treatments offer more concentrated levels of protein than regular protein-based conditioners. These treatments are more intensive and tend to require heat for maximum penetration for the adherence of the protein molecule. These treatments work deeply into, hold up, I feel like I left word. These treatments work deeply to penetrate and rebuild the hair shaft. The results are more dramatic and longer lasting than protein-based conditioners. So we said that a protein-based conditioner will stay on your hair for about 7 to 10 days. A protein treatment continue to work and remain on the hair for 4 to 6 weeks, which is why you don't do a protein treatment every month. And if you're unsure of a protein treatment or how to do it or what to do, that is where your stylist come to play. Because protein can be damaging to the hair if you don't know what you're doing or you leave it on too long. So, making sure you're knowing what you're doing, because you don't want to revert what you are, the good that you've done. You don't want to take 2 steps forward and then now you knock 5 steps back because you over proteinize. I think that's how you say it. Over proteinize the hair. Hair with its own sound, cuticle, and protein structure will not accept the extra protein molecules, but will allow the protein molecules to build up on the outside of the hair shaft. Keep in mind the frequent use of these potent proteins on hair that's already satisfied in its protein requirement results to too much protein. The hair becomes dry and breaks easily at the slightest touch. So, yes, our hair need protein, but it don't need a whole bunch of protein, because if you get too much, now you got dry breakage, dry hair that's easily broken. So the sole purpose of protein reconstructors is to increase strength and add additional structure to the hair strand. The conditioning properties of these products are minimal and must be followed up with additional moisturizing, deep conditioning treatments to restore the hair's proper elasticity to prevent hair breakage. Maintain appropriate levels of moisture in our texture hair fibers is essential to keeping our unique hair and curls healthy. The lack of adequate moisture retention is one of the leading causes of breakage. So that is what our conditioner does. Our conditioner brings back the moisture softening components to managing our hair. It was a young lady who hair I did Monday. Hair is fairly neglected. Um, she wants to lock her hair, so we started her lock process. And she's a little bit younger than my daughter, so my daughter is 11, so she's about 9, 10, somewhere up in there. But she's basically like taking care of her own hair. So I ask the questions, how often are you washing your hair, what do you know what you're using, just talking about the importance of shampooing and conditioning. And she shared, sometimes she'll shampoo, but she don't condition. And I was like, and how did that work out? She was like, ew, my hair was very rough and this. And I was like, because our hair needs conditioning. When we cleanse, we're removing the stuff that probably made the hair soft and manageable, because that's what shampoo does. It cleans the hair and it's stripped in a sense, especially if we're not following up with a moisturizing shampoo. And then you don't apply any conditioner that has the emollients and the fats and the lipids, all of the things that replenish back into our hair strands. Your hair is deprived. And so now you fighting to get a comb through it. And she mentioned, she was like, well, I put leave-in in it. And I was like, but that's not a conditioner. So I want to make sure when we leave this conversation that we know the difference between a conditioner that you're going to rinse out after you have shampooed versus a leave-in conditioner that is a styler that is applied to the hair once you're styling, whether you are doing a twist out, you're doing a wash and go, you're wearing a slick back bun, or you just put your hair in faux braids and put your wig cap on so you can wear your wig. You don't want to skip the shampoo, you don't want to skip conditioning, but you also want to make sure that you apply some type of moisturizer or leave-in to your hair to seal in that moisture, which we'll have that conversation on next week when we talk about our stylers. And I think we should understand why we should be using moisturizers or leave-ins or creams or things of that nature, our serums or oils or butters or whatever that is. I want to make sure we talk about that, because those products they're important as well when we're talking about maintaining healthy hair. Because yes, the shampoo is important and conditioning is important, but conditioning, applying that moisturizer or that leave-in, it works with the conditioner. It's helping seal in the things, because remember, our conditioners, we rinse them out, but they leave behind important benefits. And so we want to make sure we're capturing that, so that we can allow our hair to be moisturized and hydrated for that extended wash period from that 7 to 10 day mark. What?
Do we got like wood glue? Like glue for wood?
Maybe either in the garage or maybe under my bathroom sink. You couldn't have waited. Yes. So we will have that conversation, but I think for that particular conversation, I want to focus more on the ingredients, of what's in those products, because there are plenty leave-ins, moisturizers, and then being mindful, if you buying a leave-in that says anything about strengthening, that means it has protein in it. Should you be using that on a daily, consistent basis? I wouldn't recommend it. Something that's saying, so just understanding what you're using and why you're using it, how often you're using, because we want to give our hair what it needs when it needs it, but we don't want to over give it what it don't need. So that is our conversation for tonight about our conditioner. Like it literally is the MVP of our hair routine. Like we need the conditioner because it gives our hair the things that we just rinsed out of it with the shampoo. So if you're not conditioning, please, I call it step two because, with the Curl Mix 4-step system, step one, shampoo, step two, conditioner, step three, your moisturizer, step four is your gel. So for me, it's step two. It's literally the second step to your wash day routine after shampooing. You want to follow up with a conditioner. And then whatever type of conditioner it is, whether it's the moisturizing conditioner or a protein conditioner, that's going to depend on what your hair needs at that time. You know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I hope you were able to take something away, like a aha, or maybe I need to start incorporating these things or look into the products that I'm using, because that ultimately that's how we determine if our hair is on the right track. Is our selection of products. Our selection of products, what we're using, is very key to our journey. Oh, hi, Lakeisha. Awesome tips and points on conditioner. Oh, thank you, Miss Victoria. Well, hello, just ran your live. Oh, thank you, Miss Victoria. Hi, Miss Vanessa. Hi, Ivy. Hey, Miss Janice, Miss Gloria. Thank you guys for joining. I'm happy that you guys joined me. For you guys that just joined in while we were talking about this, I shared earlier that probably up until August 3rd, I'll be moving main chat to Sundays, 8 o'clock still. My Wednesdays have been taken away from me for my daughter extracurricular sport activities. And if I did it on Wednesdays, it'd be like 10 o'clock, and that's too late, at least for my time, with still having to do stuff. So I was like, we'll just do Sundays. So we'll see how Sundays work. If Sunday works better for most, or if I see that, I'm getting more engagement, then we'll see how Sundays work. But usually with school, when school is in, for me, Sundays is our wash day at home. I try to wash my hair like on a Saturday, and then I wash the kids' hair on Sunday so they have fresh hair for the week. Plus dinner, getting school, and all of that stuff. So we'll see how Sundays work once school get back in. But for right now, for the next couple weeks, I'll be joining you guys on Sunday. A lot of great information. You really went in depth. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Miss Gloria. I'm happy that you guys found this informative. So that made me feel good. So I know that I'm not saying it's all in vain, because somebody somewhere at some point in time gonna see this information. I'm like, oh my God, I've been needing this all my life. So I'm grateful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Excellent topic. Oh, thank you. So again, I told you guys from the very beginning, like we're building just a foundation of information. So every week to week, we've just been building on what we've been discussing and talking about. And even with the protein and moisture balance, like we'll have a more in-depth conversation about that moisture protein balance. But I kind of just want to get through the basics, and then we'll go more in depth into like the other conversations. But yeah, so I am excited for you guys. Oh, I also want to say, for all my curl mixers that are viewing this, please make sure that you go and check the curl mixers page. Me and Coach Tammy, we were talking some time ago about putting a curl mixers trip together. And so there's information about a curl mixers getaway in August of next year. So please go to the community, check out the post, sign up so that you can be informed about our getaway. I'm excited. We've been talking about this for quite some time, And so the fact that, it's happening, we trying to get it out of the chat. Well, we gonna get it out the chat. We getting it out the chat. So I'm excited. Y'all know that I'll travel to see my girlfriends. I'll actually be in Chicago next month. Um, Visiting some girlfriends. I'll be in Houston in October visiting girlfriends. I think in May I went to Tampa to visit girlfriends. So listen, Patsy and Janelle, they came to Florida to come visit me. So listen, we down to bring our girlfriends together and just celebrate each other. I know we all form our relationships and bonds through our curls, but the fact that we have developed a whole sisterhood and relationships and watching our lives change and have babies and get married and all of this beautiful thing, I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, make sure y'all go check that post out. Please make sure that you share this live, tag a friend, tag a cousin, tag someone that you know that could benefit from this information as they are on their journey, because my hopes is that I just make it just less stressful and complicated for those. Yes, August of 2026. Yep, August of next year. So we have a whole year to um get it in action. Like, we're having a Zoom where we gonna provide all of the details. August 3rd, that Sunday. So we'll share all of the information, the location, the hotel, the I think the dates are on the flyer already. I think it's August 20th through the 24th, I think. I think I could just look at it. What else? So all of that information to be shared. We have a travel agent who's been doing this for quite some time. So I hope that all of you all that can come do come, because I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you all. Like, I feel like I know a lot of you all because we've been sharing our journey and following each other at least since my journey, which was in August of 2022. So we almost 3 years into this thing. So, we sisters. So I really want to meet you guys in person. So I'm excited about that. But yes, just make sure you share the live, tag a friend. And if you are interested in services that P.A.C.E Curly Coaching offer, you can go to PACECurlyCoaching.com and you can book your service. You can also book a free hair Q&A assessment, so we can talk about what is it that whatever your challenges, whatever your goals are, and help you develop a plan so that you too can love your natural hair, embrace your natural hair, celebrate it, and then share all of that information with the next curl sister or friend who may be struggling with their hair. So that is my hopes and dreams and desires, which is why I do all of this, because I don't want nobody to go 14, 15 years struggling in their natural journey when we could have helped them. So that's my hopes. I love your spirit to travel and help us with our natural. Oh, thank you, Miss Lakeisha. Miss Lakeisha, I already told you I owe this all to you, because when I became a curl coach, I was scared when I signed up. And I remember you said, do it scared. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it scared. So I still be doing it scared. Every time, well, I done got a little bit more comfortable going live because I've been going live for like 2.5 years now. But still, I still be nervous about just sharing information, because again, as I share, I'm not a professional stylist or chemist or licensed or any of those things yet. I say yet because I do have it on my vision board to go to cosmetology school, and so that I can say, well, I am a professional, and get all of that black hair certifications, because a lot of, just like with our jobs, like we go to school to get our degrees, but the actual stuff that you learn in the classroom is not the stuff that you do on the job. It's on the job training. So I feel like I'm doing the on the job training right now with my own experience, my research, the information that I share that I get from you all, and my aha moments listening to your stories. So I got the hands-on experience. I just need the formal education. So, but yes, so we shall see in due time. But I am going to let you guys go. I told you my hopes is that I don't keep you guys over an hour, and I've already been live an hour and 6 minutes. But I think the first 9 minutes we was listening to music. So if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna refresh the chat just to make sure I don't miss nothing. So if you guys don't have any questions for me tonight, again, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys next Sunday, 8 o'clock. And we're going to be talking about our stylers, of what we're using to style our hair, and kind of talk about some of those ingredients and, the good, the bad, all of those things. So, yes, you're very comfortable. God's favor on you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, God. His favor is on me, because when I tell you, this right here, I was praying about it for a long time, but just trying to find my purpose. Like, I know my purpose has always been to help people. I've always been like helping people and servicing, but I didn't know in what capacity for me per se. And I just kept praying, and like, it just happened. And then I started having these ideas and thoughts, but then self-doubt get in the way, and it did. And like I said, I'm an overthinker sometimes, and I put too much thought, because I feel like everything got to be perfect or lined up before I share it with the world. And I overwhelmed myself, and I paused, and I was talking to my therapist, and we were just having, a girl conversation, and she was sharing me about her hair. And, I went into Coach Trell mode, and she was like, you should be doing this. Like, you know how many people you can help? I was like, well, I kind of started working on the business plan. She was like, we finna get this together. And if it don't happen, it's because you didn't put the work in. Like, you have a beautiful vision. The vision is there. The goals is there. The purpose is there. The passion is there. You just got to do it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it one step at a time. And so here we are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You're very welcome. I'm taking my own advice on my life journey. Yes, yes. So do it scared. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'll definitely keep you and your journey in my prayers, so that God can put, what's the word I want to say? Restore? Is that the word? I don't feel like that's the right word. So that he can grace you with his favor. But that is all I have for tonight. I'm not going to keep talking, y'all, because y'all know I keep talking. And I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm going to go. So, good night. I will see you guys next week. And